Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees the good old boys back to shake, rattle, and wreck their bodies one last time in Jackass Forever, hitting store shelves along with the period piece romantic drama Cyrano, the next chapter in the horror anthology VHS 94, and perhaps a little bit of 4K upgrade steelbook love with the 2011 horror experience Cabin in the Woods, plus much, much more. So let's see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody, we are in at good old Walmart, and damn, they ain't got shit. What the hell, man? Wasn't it like 3 weeks that they had the physical media love? Yeah, it was like 3 weeks that they were really doing well. They had the new release love. And this week, man, what the fuck happened? Seriously. I mean, it's not like this is a little release week. There is a decent amount of stuff coming out. But honestly, if it ain't Spider-Man, shit, they don't want to hear about it. God damn, dude. I mean, they still have a little bit of Spider-Man No Way Home love. They have that. Of course, still no exclusive goodness. Of course not. I mean, you still have a little bit of Scream, Marry Me, which something tells me ain't no one really buying this. Some Death on the Now goodness as well. Let There Be Carnage. Saying, yeah, there's a few things, but what about new releases? What about the Jackass boys? What about a little romantic period piece love? If you're thinking you're gonna find it here, damn, think again. Goodness gracious. Well, I guess they're back to their old ways. Let's hope it changes next week. Here's to hoping. Let's head out. Oh, Walmart, what are we gonna do with you? Seriously, sometimes I want to praise you, and other times I want to bury you out in the backyard. Every fucking week, man. Lord. It's like a fucking gamble, literally. It's like going to the casino and you're literally gambling with all of your money on the card, and you'll either win big or they're gonna carry your ass out and probably beat the shit out of you as well. That's what it's like coming into Walmart sometimes. And yet again, another one of those wah-wah kind of weeks. Oh man. I don't know anymore, dude. I mean, seriously, this is the afternoon time, so it didn't matter whether I came in the early morning or later in the morning or now. They still wouldn't have had the physical media out. Maybe they don't have it. Maybe they don't care. Who the hell knows what the reason is? All I know is that there is no physical media love out there, and that is a damn shame. There's a lot of people who love physical media. It's not just me, even though I'm one of the bigger ones. But people want to check out the new releases. They got cash burning in their wallet, and they need to get rid of it the best they can. And why not a little physical media goodness? I wish Walmart would understand that. I really do. And sometimes they are really great. They'll have a few weeks of really good physical love, and then they'll have 1 or 2 weeks of, man, big old stinkers. I guess we're starting back on the stinker route, aren't we? Yay. Oh, Lord. Alright, well, apparently it's a bust here yet again. How about we hopefully go to the next location and let's pray for some physical media goodness. Alright, everybody, we are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I gotta talk to you guys about something. So, this is a really sad day, man. Say it ain't so, because according to this article, Jim Carrey says he's retiring from acting. I've done enough. Let's dive in, shall we? Jim Carrey says that he's retiring from acting. In a new interview with Access, he broke the news. Dolly Parton recently said that she wanted Carrey to play her music partner, Porter Wagoner. However, the comedian says he's retiring. But nonetheless, very honored by her suggestion. The In Living Color star isn't closing the door completely. After all, he did take a long hiatus from Hollywood already. But Carrey makes it clear that it would take the perfect script to bring him out of his personal life again. You're seeing a lot of actors and actresses make these decisions on the other side of the pandemic. They really enjoyed all the time at home with their families and have reevaluated their stance on what's a priority to them. Well, I'm retiring. Probably. I'm being fairly serious, yeah, he admitted. It depends if the Angels bring some sort of script that's written in gold ink that says it's really going to be important for people to see. I might continue down the road, but I'm taking a break. I really like my quiet life, and I really love putting paint on canvas. I really love my spiritual life, and I feel like this is something that you might never hear another celebrity say as long as time exists. I have enough. I've done enough. I am enough. Oh, what a damn shame. If this is the truth, if Carrey is completely done, if he's decided to hang it up for good, man, has he had one hell of a run. Seriously, I mean, there will never be, ever, somebody like Jim Carrey. There never will be. Yes, there's always great comedians out there, but just like there's never going to be another Andy Kaufman, just like there's never going to be another Peter Sellers, there's just never going to be another Jim Carrey, okay? And he's made so many wonderful movies. The Cable Guy, Ace Ventura movies, Liar Liar, of course, come on, Riddler and Batman Forever, that shit was awesome. Okay? And he's done a hell of a lot more great movies. Obviously, Once Bitten, and man, so many more. He is an amazing actor. And of course, even in the dramatic roles, like something like Man on the Moon, he was absolutely phenomenal. And Number 23 was pretty decent as well. So he's given us a lot to chew on over the years. And yet, I want more. I don't want him to just walk away. But at the end of the day, though, I have to admit, I don't blame him either. You know, there's a lot of people that are going towards retirement now. And when you're a younger actor, right, you want to really go for it in a big bad way. The roles, obviously, everybody is offering so many things. The money is there. And so you're like, hey, let me work like a motherfucker, like a madhouse, every single project, doing 2 or 3 movies a year. And at a certain point, you get older, you start to slow down a little bit, and you start to ask yourself, how much more do I really need to do to prove myself? And honestly, Jim Carrey is now in that position now. He's now at that point where literally he doesn't really need to prove to anybody ever again. He's made his money, people have loved his movies, and he's even won an award or two at the end of the day. He's fine with what he's done. He feels like he's accomplished everything he needs to, and he can walk away a happy man. And I think also there's something honorable to be said about walking away early, right? Because there's something that it kind of preserves your legacy a little bit, doesn't it? Because, yeah, Jim Carrey could continue down the road and continue to keep doing movie after movie after movie, and eventually the quality could dip down. He's not as good as he used to be, and then everybody will change the narrative, right? I mean, you look at somebody like a John Cusack, even other people out there in recent years who have done a lot of these straight-to-DVD movies, the legacy has kind of been tarnished a little bit, hasn't it? And so I look at Jim Carrey and I say he's probably walking away at a really great moment. Would it be cool to do a Dolly Parton biopic where he's actually her partner in crime there? That would be really cool. And I think he could maybe walk out to like an Oscar, walk away and call it, hey, this has been cool, I'm out, man. That would be really awesome. I think Jim Carrey probably is thinking to himself, you know what, look, I just don't want to take a gamble like that. And also, even though I love his dramatic work, it hasn't exactly been the thing that everybody's been favoriting him for. So he hasn't had as much luck with the dramatic stuff as he had the more funnier side. So there's a little bit of a gamble there that maybe he might not want to do, but he's just living his life, enjoying his life, the quiet life, and wanting to keep on doing that. He's got enough money. He can retire. He doesn't have to worry about cash anymore. And if there's a great script that comes along that means he can do something cool, why not do it? But for the meantime, if he's happy to kind of walk away and be remembered for the good stuff, and not prolong a career that turns into more of a sad statement on his life than anything else, why not do it? I mean, look, I love a lot of actors out there, but you have to admit that certain times you kind of wish an actor would have just quit while they're ahead. Jim Carrey's actually doing that. And for me, I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him so badly. But I also wish him nothing but the best. And hopefully he finds peace, he finds understanding, and I think, as far as Jim Carrey is concerned, he can look back at his life and his career and he can hold his head up high. I really do believe that, man. Jim Carrey, you're going to be missed. I'm going to miss you so badly, man, but I got the movies to keep me company. And those movies are going to last a lifetime. They truly are, man. Enjoy retirement, and if you come out of it at some point, we'll be waiting. Indeed, we will. Definitely let me know what you guys think about that. In the meantime, well, there is physical media out there. God knows we didn't get jack shit from Walmart. Isn't that the case most of the goddamn time? It truly is. But usually, Target ends up supplying the goods. Let's hope they can do it this week. How about we go in and find out? All right, everybody. We are in at Target, and look, I knew it. New release goodness, baby. I could have almost guaranteed they would have had it. I mean, come on. Better than some places, you know what I'm saying? Oh, indeed. How about we dive in with a little... Jackass Forever. Oh, the Blu-ray digital for $19.99, a DVD for $17.99. Warning, the stunts in this movie were performed by professionals, so neither you nor your dumb little buddies should attempt anything from this movie. Words to live by. Words to definitely live by indeed, man. Oh boy, they are back yet again, man. So I got a chance to watch this with John in the movie theater. We wanted to because we are huge Jackass fans. Seriously, we really are, man. I mean, at least for me, I've been watching it ever since the original TV show back in the MTV days. Yeah, man, I go that far back, man. I really do. I remember watching the TV show and just being floored about what I was seeing. I couldn't believe that these people were doing these stunts and crazy pranks, and I'm like, dude, they've got like the biggest balls in the entire world, man. Seriously, I was amazed by it. And then, you know, at the beginning of the episode of like, well, these are professionals and no one should do this at home. I'm like, these are professionals? What the fuck? Seriously? And so I was just having so much fun seeing these guys do some crazy and insane things, man. And then when they did the movies, they just upped the ante even more. And it was more wilder and more crazier and more over the top. And just some crazy scenarios that you're like, my God, man, I would never attempt this even if I got $1 million. But shit, hope they're getting paid well, man. Hope they're getting like great insurance coverage because they definitely gonna need it. Damn, they do. And, you know, every single time that there was a movie or even watching TV episodes of the show, I was like, I love this. And I was always looking forward to the next fix. And after the third film, there was talk of like, okay, this is the end one. This is the last one. We're going out on a high. And I'm thinking like, okay, no more Jackass. Sad emoji face. But I get it. I understand it. And then when I saw the trailer for Jackass Forever, when they were actually making another Jackass movie, I was like, oh my God, another one? God does answer prayers. He really does, man. And I was like, oh, I definitely gotta go see this, man. And basically, this movie is just the same wild, craziness that you get with the other Jackass movies and the Jackass TV series. It's basically the good old boys coming back and literally doing the most insane batshit stuff ever and putting their bodies on the line for our entertainment. God bless their fucked up hearts and souls, seriously. Oh my lord, man. And I love this movie. I love it, I really do. This is great. And I gotta give these guys a lot of credit. I really do, because I mean, they are getting old, man. They really honestly are, and they can't quite do it the way they used to do it, right? Maybe they are a little slower at it. Maybe they don't get up as quick, but they still have the same type of spirit that they had many years ago, and I just love it, dude. I mean, you have a mixture of the old school here and new school people coming in to sort of round out the cast. Now, I will say this. A little bit of a complaint, maybe slightly, just me overall though. I love the old school crew. Johnny Knoxville, Chris Pontius, Steve-O, you name it. Those guys I grew up with, them putting their bodies on the line. Those are the people that I love and adore. And the new people that come in, they're not bad exactly. I mean, they're okay for what they are, but I didn't really connect with them the way that I connected with the old school people, and maybe that's because I've literally been watching them for like decades at this point, and so I'm more used to them than the newer school guys. But I don't know, they just didn't have the same type of personality and charm that the old school people do. You know what I mean? They were fine, but they didn't exactly light my world on fire either. But that being said, though, I just gotta give everybody a lot of credit with this movie, because man, they go out on a limb and do some wild shit here. I mean, whether it's literally stripping down and having your dick and balls covered in bees and just having them sting you like a motherfucker. I mean, I'm sorry, okay? I would do a lot of shit for money, but damn, that ain't one of them, okay? I mean, scorpions stinging you, snakes attacking you, getting blown up, run over, trampled by a goddamn bull and flown up in the air God knows how far, and getting concussions. My God, man, what they do for our entertainment is wild. It truly, honestly is, man. And how many broken bones they've gotten, and God knows how many concussions. The fact that they are not in a nursing home at this point baffles the living hell out of me. The fact that they still have their wits about them, that alone, they should get an Academy Award for that shit. I mean, my God, man, they have really just done some out there stuff, things that I would never do in a million years. And back in the day when I was watching Jackass, you and your friends would maybe be like, well, we can do this, and then you try it and you're like, oh shit, dude, like, I thought it'd be easy. Damn, man, I ain't doing this shit for nobody. And you end up respecting them even more. The fact that they did what they did, and the fact that they've literally put their bodies on the line. And you mean, yes, they're getting paid and shit, of course, but I mean, it just amazes me what they've been able to accomplish over so many decades of doing this. It's absolutely mind-boggling, and yet amazing and awe-inspiring at the same time. It truly is, and this movie is no exception, man. I mean, they go that extra mile because they know it most likely is the last time. And the fact that they've survived this long doing it, the fact that they're not dead is, my God, man, I'm just amazed just thinking about it. I really am, dude. This is one hell of an entertaining trip. It truly is. And for fans like myself, who's literally stuck with this franchise for years and have seen these guys grow as performers and have done some of the most craziest things you'll ever see in your life, this movie is really a culmination of that. And damn, is it just completely fun, completely messed up, and you just walk away with a huge smile on your face. You really honestly do. Look, Jesus sacrificed himself for our sins. Fair enough if you want to praise him for that, but honestly, if there's anybody I'm praying to, it's these guys, because damn, They sacrificed a hell of a lot for our entertainment value, and it's been well worth every broken bone, every cracked skull, every concussion. God bless their ever-loving hearts. I pray to the altar of these boys any day of the week. Oh, I truly will, man. I'm gonna miss them, but damn, have I had fun seeing them fuck a hell of a lot of shit up. My name is Cyrano de Bergerac. Indeed it is. The Blu-ray DVD digital of Cyrano for, well, $24.99, but sale for $22.99. Yes, $2 off. That's a steal. Indeed it is. Oh man, so I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I wanted to, well, I actually kind of liked the trailer. I thought it was whimsical, I thought it was charming, it had a certain amount of wit to it, and also Joe Wright. Joe Wright is a really great director, man. He has done some amazing projects, and I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, another Joe Wright film, I gotta give it a chance. So why not order it from good old Prime Video, huh? So I definitely did. Now, basically, it is about Cyrano de Bergerac, played by Mr. Peter Dinklage, and he's witty, he's charming, he can fight, he's a poet, he's a well-rounded gentleman. The problem is that, well, he's a dwarf. Yeah, it's a kind of a problem. It shouldn't be, honestly, but back in the day, yeah, that wasn't really the case, guys. And he loves this woman. He loves her, Roxanne, with all of his heart. The unfortunate thing is that he fears that she's not going to love him because of his affliction. And so he loves her and pines for her at a distance. And she likes this other guy. And he decides, you want to know what? I will help you out. I will write beautiful letters to her, exquisite poems, beautiful wording, and I will say that it's you because I want her to be happy. And there's this whole complication with, should he help him? He really loves her, but he's not really saying it, the complications of that, and also the idea that Roxanne could be betrothed to someone else, someone who she doesn't want to be with. Will Cyrano and this gentleman be in time to save the day, or will it end in tragedy? Well, I guess you'll just have to watch the movie to find out, but I will say this though, I thought it was actually pretty well done. I love the acting here. I thought that Haley Bennett was absolutely stunning and gorgeous. Peter Dinklage, man, he is absolutely awesome in this role. He is every leading man quality you could possibly imagine, and he pulls off the period piece drama stuff, the fighting, and the chemistry with pure precision. He truly does, and I loved every second of him in this movie, man. I thought he was a pure class act in every single way. The directing is gorgeous, the set dressing, the costumes, the period piece, they really did a great job with this, and I thought they did a phenomenal job just portraying Cyrano as a character. And it's not like Cyrano is new to the screen. Cyrano has been portrayed many times. In fact, the Cyrano play actually originally got published in, I believe, 1897. So it's been around for quite a long time. There's been movie adaptations of it. There was one in like the 1950s. And there's been other movies that have actually taken the Cyrano story and spinned it into modern day. So here I am, years ago, back in like the 90s, watching a movie with Steve Martin called Roxanne. And at the time, I didn't think anything of it, right? He's charming, he's witty, he says all the right things, and he loves this woman. But he has a problem. He has a huge fucking nose. Yeah, that's a pretty bad thing, man. It's even worse than dwarfism. You might get over that. The nose part, that might get in the way of a makeout session. Just saying, man. And so she likes this other guy. He ends up writing letters for him to her, even though he really loves her. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm loving this story. Little did I know the fact that basically they just ripped it off from Cyrano. I'm like, oh, damn, man. Well, damn it, I thought it was original. Fuck me, man. Yeah, shit for originality, I suppose. But look, I still love that movie. I just never knew that it was based off of Cyrano. Because the original Cyrano story is basically him with a long nose. But it doesn't really matter. It could be long nose or dwarfism. Something that's a handicap to him that basically hinders him from being who he wants to be, what he potentially could be. And I really love that. And the idea that just because you have a hindrance doesn't mean that that makes you any less of a person or any less special or unique. And I love that story, and I love how they really portray it here. I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, it is 2 hours long, and it does feel at times, it feels a little stretched. And at times I wish maybe they would have cut a little bit of the movie out. There's certain scenes where you didn't really need it. It's nice to have it. Great showcase for the acting, but did you really absolutely 100% need it? Not really, but again, that aside, kind of feels a little long in the tooth. It's still really good. It's still really fantastic, and I really dug it in a big bad way, man. I thought it was actually a really great period piece drama. It's not half bad, and honestly, give it up for Peter Dinklage, and I truly do mean that because he is a phenomenal actor, man. I mean, I only watched one season of Game of Thrones, but he was really fantastic in that one season. And from what I heard, he's really great in the other seasons. I loved him in Elf. Pixels, eh. He's probably one of the best things about that movie, honestly. And by the way, he was really fantastic in X-Men Days of Future Past. He was phenomenal in that movie. I remember when I first heard he was going to be one of the primary villains, I'm like, Peter Dinklage? But dude, he pulled it off in a big bad way. And I just kind of wish that Hollywood was different. You know what I mean? Because they look at a lot of these little actors, dwarves, whatever the correct terminology is, and they really don't look at them as leading man status, which I think is fucking bullshit, man. I really honestly do, because you look at Peter Dinklage, and outside of his height, he's a phenomenal actor. And he can pull off drama, he can pull off funny, he can pull off suspense, horror. I mean, he has all the qualities that would make him leading man. Like a George Clooney or a Brad Pitt or a Matt Damon. He just has a little bit of a handicap, which I don't even really consider it to be a handicap, to be honest with you. And there's so many really great actors like him that have come and went, and some have gained more notoriety than others. I mean, you look at somebody like a Vern Troyer. I mean, Vern Troyer made a lot of money basically being a joke, essentially. I mean, hey, good for him. He made his money and, fame and fortune, his 15 minutes. I appreciate that, man. He didn't really do anything dramatic with it, but hey, he did have his spotlight, though, and you got to appreciate that. I mean, you even look at something like Kenny Baker. Kenny Baker was phenomenal. I mean, mind you, he was R2-D2 in Star Wars, but the fact that he's played a lot of different roles, Kenny Baker was absolutely fantastic. And yeah, not leading man status, but I guess that didn't really matter, did it? Because he still is famous. Maybe not famous for his face, maybe famous for other parts, but the fact that he still has a spotlight to him, that says a lot. It really honestly does, man. But honestly, the best of them all will always be, in my honest opinion, Warwick Davis. I mean, Warwick to me is a legend as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you're talking about Willow, you're talking about Return of the Jedi, you're talking about the Leprechaun franchise, and so much more. He was absolutely amazing, still is to this day. Harry Potter, he's been in some amazing movies, and he's shown a great range of acting ability and has left his own stamp on the movie business. And I really hope Peter Dinklage does the same. And just because you're a little person, just because you're not the right height that a leading man should be or could be, that doesn't mean that you're not as good as everybody else. Peter Dinklage doesn't have to prove himself to anybody because technically he's already done it. He's already made himself a household name in a lot of ways. And it's nice to see him getting some really great starring roles like Cyrano to really show off his acting ability even more. And I'm just kind of curious to where he's going to go next in his career. I mean, it's weird because the next thing he's doing, actually, or the next big thing, is the remake to Toxic Avenger. And I'm like, what the fuck? Man, talk about a weird transition from Cyrano to the Toxic Avenger, man. I don't know how that's going to be. I mean, I love the original Toxic Avenger, so to do a remake of that seems kind of sacrilege, but if Peter Dinklage in it, there's got to be something worthwhile to it. I mean, look, that guy has my major, major respect. He truly does. With him in it, Joe Wright directing, and a really classic tale, it's hard to go wrong, and Cyrano definitely did everything right. Sometimes being human can be a real drag. In The Humans, Blu-ray digital for $16.99. Now, I knew this was coming out this week. I haven't exactly seen it yet, but I'm liking some of the actors in here. Richard Jenkins, Amy Schumer, Stephen Yeun. Oh, The Walking Dead. Of course I know Stephen Yeun, man. Huh. So I was like, it might be something I want to check out at some point. Eric Blake has gathered 3 generations of his Pennsylvania family to celebrate Thanksgiving at his daughter's apartment in lower Manhattan. As darkness falls outside and eerie things start to go bump in the night, the group's deepest fears are laid bare. Huh. So is it like a drama, or is it like kind of like a thriller horror flick? I don't quite know what is exactly going on in this movie 100%. You know what it kind of reminds me of, at least the synopsis? Silent Night with Keira Knightley. And man, that movie was some old bullshit. It was really bad of a movie, man. And I'm like, oh no, don't tell me this one's gonna be the same. Because I'm thinking to myself, it's like, okay, there's a family gathering, there's the drama to it, but it's like some things are going bump in the night and their deepest fears. Like, I'm like, that sounds more horror-ish than the cover kind of suggests to you. I'm not sure exactly. I will say, though, I do like the cast, man. I mean, Richard Jenkins is always solid. Stephen Yeun, man, he has been really great as of late in a lot of projects he's done. Amy Schumer, she's more of a funny chick, isn't she? Like, this is way out of her comfort zone. So this is kind of interesting to me, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how it is. I don't know what it is exactly. I am intrigued, so maybe it's worth a go. Definitely let me know what you think of The Humans. Intriguing, to say the least. It's not easy being the king in The King's Daughter. Yes, the DVD for, wait a minute, was $16.99, now it's $14.99. Oh, another $2 off sale, baby. We're getting the goods. Oh, indeed we are, man. Ah, yes, I love that cover, man. Very regal, majestic, magical. Damn, they don't make covers like that no more, baby. Does this movie deserve it, though? Well, I mean, you do have Pierce Brosnan in it, so I mean, come on. For a former Bond, why the hell not? And honestly, with locks like those, he deserves to be the king. Indeed he does, man. I mean, you not only have him, you have William Hurt in here as well. 2 legends of the screen in a majestical and magical type of movie? Consider me intrigued, and indeed I was, because I watched it on Amazon Prime, man. And basically, let me take you to a very regal and whimsical place. France. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, if it's good enough for the Coneheads, it's good enough for me. Indeed it is, man. And he's the king of France, and he comes back from a war, and he's thinking more about his mortality. He's thinking about his legacy, and he wants to rule for a very, very long time. And so his physician ends up being like, I know about this legend of Atlantis and mermaids and finding the key to immortality. And that intrigues the king like a motherfucker. Indeed it does, man. So they go to Atlantis, they find a mermaid, And when the eclipse happens, he will become immortal. Well, not if this chick has anything to say about it. Oh, indeed, man, because you can guess, the king's daughter. Oh, man. You know, I really dug this movie. I thought it was actually really good. No lie, man. I was prepared to walk into this movie and think this is some old bullshit. Like, I was ready to, because I'm like, okay, it's got maybe a little bit of a interesting magical idea about, mystical mermaids and immortality and, the old school King of France. And I'm like, okay, it's got stuff, but I'm like, I've kind of seen movies that are somewhat similar to that. There was that Nutcracker movie a while back. I believe it was like Morgan Freeman was in it or something. And I was like, they kind of had a whimsical quality, the same type of ideas to it to some degree. And that was really bad. And there's certain ones that have tried this idea a time or two. But I do at times like a good period piece drama with some interesting, unique elements to it. If you could take something like Cyrano and mix it in with The Little Mermaid, I might just be willing to give it a chance. And so, The King's Daughter is here at last, man. And I thought it was adventurous. I thought it was dramatic. I thought it was heartfelt. And honestly, I really dug it, man, especially the acting. I thought everybody did a great job in the acting department. No one's phoning in their performance, okay? And that's something that I really like. They're all taking this seriously, and they're not yucking it up for the camera. See, here's the deal. Some, not all, movies that have fantasy elements in them, you can kind of tell that the actors aren't really taking it all that seriously, that they kind of are overacting to sort of compensate, and most of the time that doesn't happen, but on the rare occasion it actually does, and it really pisses the living hell out of me. It truly does, man. And some actors are like, well, just because it has fantasy elements and no one's really taking this seriously, and man, that just really gets my gourd. It really does. But not here. And I'm really thankful to say that, man, especially Pierce Brosnan. I mean, not that Pierce Brosnan never really phones in his performances, he really doesn't, but here he's very regal, very kingly, complicated with fearing death and his mortality, but at the same time, really being greedy and manipulative and weak at the same time. There's a lot of elements that Pierce Brosnan has to go through here, and I really like what he brought to it. It also didn't hurt that he has the flowing locks, and let me tell you, that'll help anybody's performance. Indeed it will. And I gotta also say William Hurt, man. Rest in peace, William Hurt. Dude, he was great in here, playing the king's priest, his religious council, and he is great here. He's playing somebody that has a complicated angle to go by, giving him this advice as a priest, somebody who believes in Christianity and God, and seeing a mermaid as not exactly real or something that would be approved by God. At the same time, when it does happen, how do you handle that from a religious angle? And that's kind of very unique and interesting to me, and I loved what he did with it. And I thought that K.S. Scodelario did a really good job, Rachel Griffith, Benjamin Walker. I mean, they all did a really fantastic job. Julie Andrews as well, doing some narration. They're all doing a phenomenal job here, and I like the fantasy elements with the mermaid. They don't go so over the top that it feels like it's disconnected to the story, but just magical enough where you kind of buy it. I like that. And seeing a different version of Atlantis, I thought was really unique and interesting, especially at the end of the movie. It's playful, it's cheeky, it's charming. It would be really good for kids, but really good for adults as well. It's got some good vibes to it, man. I thought this was going to be weak sauce. I thought, God, it's going to be one of those straight to DVD fantasy family crap fests. And honestly, it's anything but. It's got some really great, unique fantasy elements in it, mixed with a story that feels kind of realistic and feels like a movie that, if you're into those old period piece dramas, it has that. You're into a little bit of the fantasy angle, it's got that as well. And of course, you've got Pierce Brosnan with amazing hair. I mean, seriously, you can't say that very often, can you? Oh, you definitely can, man. It's got all the elements for a very satisfying movie, and I'm actually really shocked to say that. It's pretty damn good, all things considered. I like the design of the mermaid. I like the angle with the woman having this relationship with the mermaid and the mermaid saving her, and the idea that she feels like this mermaid is human, that it's just like you or me, and there's feelings and emotions here. And the fact of killing it crosses a line, not only by human standards, but also religious standards and by God. And yes, you can become immortal, but what about your soul? And I really love that stuff. I think it's really fantastic. It has a lot to say. The time breezed by. I had a blast with this one. I thought it was really solid, actually. And man, was not prepared to say that. Was not prepared to at all, man. Not bad, and not bad for the physical media love this week. I told you Target was gonna deliver, and they did yet again. Not bad, baby. Let's head out. Well, how about that? Target done did it again. Well, honestly, they ought to, because they've been giving us a lot of physical media love as of late. For them to just stop now, that'd be a goddamn sin. It really honestly would, man. And I knew that Target would hold it down this week. They have been doing their due diligence on physical media as of late, so why exactly stop at this point? And a hell of a lot better than Walmart, put it that way. And you got to appreciate that. And to realize that maybe even like a couple years ago, you couldn't even possibly say that. And now, hell, it's just an everyday norm, isn't it? Oh, indeed it is, man. I truly appreciate it, and I know that you do as well. Most of the new releases, a little bit of indie love as well. It definitely makes me a very happy physical media boy. You know what I'm saying? It definitely does. But of course, enough about Target. They definitely showed off the physical media goodies, but hopefully more physical media love ahead. All right, everybody, we are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go in and check out if there's any interesting indie titles we're showing off. If there is, I'll bring it back to Film Fan 108 HQ and show it off to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I got to talk about a trailer with you guys. And oh man, I've always been waiting for a long while for the old Cronenberg to peek his head out again. And he finally does with Crimes of the Future. Oh, yes, baby. Body horror Cronenberg is back. Man, am I giddy like a motherfucker. Oh, indeed I am. Okay, so let me say this right off the bat. I am a fan of David Cronenberg's. I love David Cronenberg. The early years of Cronenberg, whether we're talking about The Fly or The Brood, Shivers, which is absolutely amazing, Existence, which is more later Cronenberg, but feels very early Cronenberg. I like his body horror stuff. I love what he does body horror-wise. He is one of the masters when it comes to body horror, and even his son now is really kind of taking up that mantle even more. And he's kind of gotten away from that a little bit. Like, he did History of Violence, which I really liked. He did Eastern Promises, which is really good. Don't get me wrong, they're solid films. But they're not what I really want from Cronenberg, man. And now we're finally getting it. Now, this is just a teaser. It doesn't really go into any plot stuff or anything like that. But man, does it look intriguing. Like, the imagery alone really has me piqued in a big bad way. I mean, the idea of people's body parts being on different areas of their face, the stitching up, some kid eating a trash can. Like, what the fuck? It's so, like, what the effery that you just are just immediately intrigued, man. You just gotta lean in, like, what the hell is going on here, dude? And I kind of get the vibe that it's like people altering their body, and that's the real sort of thing that people are doing now. It's no longer about like sexual desires. It's been replaced more with the messing with your body and the physical aspects of altering it. And that's what really gets people off. It kind of feels like that idea, at least to me. And I like that. And when it comes to Cronenberg, that's been a lot of his really interesting body horror. You look at The Fly of somebody who really indulges in this experiment and then sees the power of it and can't really let it go. You look at Existence, the idea of putting yourself into this game, into this experience, and you're feeling such a sense of thrill and euphoria to it. You just want to keep yourself strapped into it. Like, the idea of desire is very different in Cronenberg's world than it is in anybody else's. And I've always loved that, man. And on top of that, add in the great acting. I mean, Kristen Stewart, look, yes, you can argue that she's not exactly the greatest because of Twilight, but if you were only to watch Twilight, you'd really be missing out on Kristen Stewart because she's done some really great stuff outside of that. And again, I love that she's taking a chance doing this really weird body horror flick. And Viggo Mortensen. Damn, do I love Viggo, dude. I really do, man. I mean, all the way back to that Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. I've loved him even then. The Dial M for Murder remake that he did with Michael Douglas, which I thought was really fucking amazing. Of course, you gotta talk about Lord of the Rings as well. I mean, he's fantastic. So for me, I really love these actors, especially Viggo. And Viggo's been working with Cronenberg. Obviously, Eastern Promises and History of Violence, which again, great films, but this is his first go at a little bit of body horror goodness. And I cannot wait, man. It looks cool. It looks intriguing. And the fact to have Cronenberg back doing body horror is just a really great thrill. It makes me incredibly happy, dude. You know, I love these old school directors. And when they do something that brings it back to their old school days, I really appreciate it, man. I mean, yeah, body horror is not exactly original, but not everybody can pull it off. Some are better at it than others. And Cronenberg, he's the gold standard. So you gotta at least be intrigued by this just a little bit, man. I definitely am. Let me know what you think about that. In the meantime, well, let's hope that there is some indie love in the second Walmart. How about we go in, check it out. All right, everybody. We are in at the second Walmart. And, well, I'm not gonna lie. As far as Walmart is concerned this week, boy, it fell flat on its face in a big bad way. Yeah, it really did, man. Very disappointing. Wah, wah. But we had a good bounce back with Target, but come on. We gotta have some of that indie weirdness, the indie bizarro, right? I mean, we can't have a week without it. We sometimes do, but come on. They gotta pull through this week, right? We gotta have at least one Walmart that actually has some interesting shit. And honestly, you'd be right. Oh, yes, we have the Indie Bizarro, the Indie Oddities yet again. And it makes me a very happy physical media boy. Oh, indeed it does. So you know what that means. We're going back to Film Fan 108 HU or USAF. It's you get to show off all of the weirdo goodies. You gotta be excited. Indeed I am. Oh, God. What is it now? Well, here's the deal. After watching Cyrano and seeing the really great singing that they did, I figured, well, if they can do it, why not I tried to have my own singing chops? Dude, don't. Please. Honestly, don't. Come on, man. Don't do that. Just hear me out. Please. Fine. Fine. Go ahead. Thrill me. Oh, yes, you will not regret it. I love physical media, media. DVDs, 4K, Blu-ray, physical media. Doing the out in the bar, checking out the movies, the special features, yeah.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. Right. You know what I'd love even more? If you show off the physical media, because that would definitely be better than your singing. Just saying.
Okay. See how it is. Hate on another man's dreams, but guess what? When I go to American Idol and I win it all, and I become bigger than Clay Aiken, don't say I didn't tell you so. Damn it. I got two loves: music and movies. Okay, my love of movies is stronger than the music, but hey, a man can dream. A man can definitely dream. I just gotta work on my singing ability. I got a little ways to go. Ah, shit. Oh, I guess my true talent is showing off the movies, ain't it? Apparently it is, guys. But if that's the only talent I got, honestly, it's a pretty damn good one, isn't it? Oh, it definitely is. And look, there is some good physical media love out there. Hey, Target proved it. Not that Walmart ever did, but hey, speaking of indie weirdness, you know, sometimes the second Walmart does pull through every once in a while. And this week, they tend to pull through just fine.
Oh, you better believe it. The Walmart weirdness is back yet again. And this time, we got some interesting, unique oddities this time, don't we? Oh, we definitely do. How about we dive in with a little Desperate Hour? Oh, yes, Naomi Watts. Who can really resist Naomi Watts? Come on, man. I know I can't. Indeed, and that is why I watched it on Amazon Prime. I did because, let's face it, Naomi Watts is a good actress, yeah, but she's also cute. What other reason do I really need? Come on, man, of course, that's the main reason, but also the story was interesting, and also it's from the same director who did Clear and Present Danger and Patriot Games. Really great action thrill rides. I'm like, that guy with this story, that might be an interesting combo I wanted to explore. So I definitely watched it. And basically, it's about this woman played by Naomi Watts, who she is a mother and an ex wife. Her husband ended up dying in a car accident like a year before now, and she's been struggling to try to keep it all together, her family together, her kids, and she's very estranged now to her son. He's been very distant and not really connecting with her. And one day she sends her kids to school and she goes running like she normally does, taking phone calls, and she hears that there's something going on at the school. What's happening? Everyone's chaotic and stressed out, and she's like, wait a minute, why is this going on? What's happening exactly? Well, there's actually a hostage situation and a school shooting at the school where her son is. And she is desperate to figure out what's going on, who's involved, who's alive, who's dead, and is my son even okay? And the whole chaos that surrounds that, right? Very intriguing because a lot of movies that involve school shootings, the storytelling really revolves around either the victims themselves or the actual shooter. This takes a very different approach. Basically, it's just almost like a one man, or in this case, a one woman play, where it's just Naomi Watts in the woods taking phone calls and just desperately trying to find out what is happening and the whole complications of that. And Naomi Watts is great in this film. She is really dramatic. You can feel her anguish and her pain and her frustration at what's happening and the fact that she just can't really do much about it. I loved her in this film. I thought she was phenomenal. Definitely grade A acting in a big bad way. And I thought it was thrilling. I thought it was tense. You're definitely on the edge of your seat wondering what's going to happen next. And when you get certain information and tidbits, you think it's going one way and then it goes another. I like how they tell the story here. I will say this. The one thing I was really frustrated about with this movie is actually the character that Naomi Watts plays. And the reason I say that is because this woman becomes very frantic, very stressed out over what's happening, and she's running in the woods, the same woods that she's ran many, many times before, and she gets lost, and she starts to get really upset and starts to lose it. And I thought to myself, just cool down a second. Take a deep breath, figure this out, double back the way you came, and you'll get back to civilization soon enough. But she's so out of her mind and out of her element that she can't even think straight. And look, I get it. I mean, I'm not really a parent. I don't have kids. And so I understand that if you're in this situation and you get a phone call about a school shooting that's happened, you're not even thinking straight whatsoever. You're not even thinking, "Oh, I'm in the woods and I'm just suddenly lost and where the hell am I?" You're thinking about your kid, you're thinking about what's happening, and you just want to get to them as fast as humanly possible. And I get that. I just wish sometimes the character was a little bit smarter. She seems like a level-headed woman, and at this particular moment in time, she's eventually gets back to being a level-headed woman, but that first part of the movie really felt, yes, chaotic, yes, a little bit nerve-wracking, but it also felt a little bit stupid as her as a character. It felt like she didn't really get a hold of reality the way I was wanting her to at times. Again, I understand the whole thing of your child being safe and your child in danger. I get it, 100% understand it. That just kind of frustrated me of a character that seemed to have her cool a lot of times, and she could have been a little bit smarter in that situation. That's all I'm saying, man. But that being said, I really do like the movie. I do think, though, it does feel a little bit long. It does feel a little bit dragged out. And I think the reason why it does at times is because all you're with is Naomi Watts for a really long time. And so you're not cutting back to the school. You're not cutting back to the drama of what's happening with the shooter. None of that. And so there's a long time where you're just with that character and it kind of feels like a little dragged out, like time is slowed down to a certain extent. And maybe that's the intention that they wanted to do. Maybe they were like, hey, that's what it's like being a parent. When you hear about this tragic news, it literally feels like time has stopped completely and you're just a nervous wreck and every second feels like a minute. I mean, in that way, I think they portrayed it really well. It just kind of felt like a little draggy at times. The movie does open up towards the end of showing the school and showing the kids and the situation, but for the most part, you are with Naomi Watts, and she is your anchor throughout the entire film. And again, I like the movie. I like her in it. I felt there was some stupid decisions character-wise that I thought, why did they do that other than the fact that they needed to drag out the film a little bit more? That was really the only reason why I felt they kind of did that. But outside of that, look, it's a masterclass of acting. I really do dig the movie. It's not perfect, but from a perspective of storytelling, doing something different than we're normally used to, I actually kind of dug it, man. I mean, it's not Clear and Present Danger, and it's definitely not Patriot Games. Those movies are way, way better. But as far as like a school shooting dramatic telling, this is an actual very interesting take on it, and I thought they did a pretty good job. And just for Naomi Watts alone, she proves yet again that, well, she deserves the Academy Award nomination because honestly, some actresses pull off things pretty damn well. I mean, Naomi Watts has fallen in love with a big ape before. So if she can do that, yeah, I think she's got this in the bag. Pray that the Lord is on your side in the Exorcism of God. Oh, yes. Look at that, baby. Oh, somebody's going to get exorcised tonight. Ha ha. No escape for your soul. Yeah. So, I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and dude, I walked into this movie and I was like, ah, Jesus Christ, another fucking exorcism flick. Like, I was like, God damn, man, they are like a dime a dozen, man. They come out every fucking week practically. My God. And so I'm like, geez, another one? Man, maybe I should pray to God. Maybe it'll be good, at least for one goddamn time in the past, like God knows how many years. Not many of them are that great, so honestly, if you can pray, maybe it'll help the film a little bit more. Fuck. But this one might actually be an exception because basically it's about this priest that is trying to do this exorcism. Well, doesn't exactly go the way he wants because the demon ends up entering into him. Cut to sometime later, he's kind of disgraced and he's trying to make up for his sins because what we find out is that when he was possessed by the demon, he did some very sinful things and things that he's been trying to own up to for a very long time. And basically, the same demon ends up coming back into his life years later, and he has to finally get the courage to expel the demons and repent for his sins. Yeah, indeed, man. Repent for your sins in front of God. Oh, baby. So, look, as I said, man, I walked into this film ready to fucking hate it, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, God damn, dude, like, there's a lot of exorcism flicks out there, and not all of them really make the grade, alright? I'm just saying. I mean, it is the real honest truth of it. Some are better than others. Like The Last Exorcism, yes. Eli Roth presents. Dude, this is a really great movie, man. I'm serious. Like, when I went into this movie, I was like, oh, okay, the Last Exorcism, right? But it's really great about this guy who's kind of a shyster, who basically pretends that he's a priest, pretends that he's somebody who is exorcising people, but sort of realizes that a lot of it is just really in the head more than anything else. But when he's confronted with a real life demon, a real life possible exorcism he's gonna have to do, man, the shit hits the fucking fan. Oh, it really does. It's really great, man. And the chick who's possessed here, damn, was she convincing as hell. Yeah, it kind of gets a little bit hokey towards the end with some, like, weirdish CGI stuff, but for the most part, I actually thought it was really good. Part 2, yeah, not so much, man, but still, the first one is really solid, man. I definitely really love that. Of course, we have to talk about the granddaddy of them all, The Exorcist. Oh, man. This is the one that everybody apes off of because, honestly, it's just that damn good. It really is phenomenal. I mean, the acting, the special effects, Linda Blair, goddamn terrifying as hell, dude. It is really fantastic. I mean, it's so weird to think back in the day, people were fainting, they were puking, they were running out of the theater in terror. I mean, nowadays we wouldn't be doing that, but back in the day, man, it scared the shit out of people. It really did, dude. Oh my God, man. Actually, honestly, I will say this much. The Exorcist was one of my mother and father's first dates. They went to the drive-in to see The Exorcist. I'm not even kidding you, man. That is fucking wild to think that one of the first movies they went on a date to was The Exorcist. Says a lot about me, folks. It really honestly does. Oh, man, that is a really great one. And there's a lot of really great ones out there. I mean, there's fantastic ones. Even some that are a little unknown, like Malabimba, which is really great, man. Talk about a wild film, man. And damn, is there a lot of nudity here. Good God. Goodness gracious, dude. I mean, there is a lot of really great ones out there that I really love. Even comedies like Repossessed, right? A little Leslie Nielsen love never hurt nobody. I mean, there's a lot of ones. Obviously, The Exorcist 2, not so much. Obviously, Exorcist 3 is fucking amazing. But there is a lot of ones out there, and some are better than others. Some are cheesy, like Shark Exorcist. Like, what the fuck? Seriously? There's been a lot of them that have come and have gone, and yet another one with The Exorcism of God. I just was really walking into this thing thinking to myself, dude, I'm not sure about this one, and I was really pleasantly surprised. No lie, the acting here is absolutely phenomenal. Like the guy who plays the main priest, the disgraced one, he is phenomenal here. He's really playing sadness and sorrow and pain and anguish really well, man. And he does a phenomenal job. And I love the scares here. There is a little bit of jump scares here that are kind of your typical stuff, but there is a lot of ones that are really creepy, atmospheric scares that are really effective. I love the makeup design of the people that gets possessed. I love the imagery here. And I was actually really surprised because the disgraced priest, he has this guy who's a mentor, right? And I was looking at this dude, and I'm thinking like, man, this guy looks so familiar to me. Who the fuck is that? And I had to go on IMDb and look, and the main guy who's the mentor to this priest, he's the butler from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm serious. I was like, holy shit, him? What the fuck? Damn, man. I guess after you deal with Will Smith, I guess going into priesthood seems like the next logical step, isn't it? Oh my god. I swear to God, I was like, whoa, him? That's really freaking awesome, dude. He's awesome here as well. I love the brutality here. I love the mischievousness of the demon, and I love the ending because sometimes with these exorcism films, it's all wrapped up in a nice, neat little bow, right? Ah, we defeated the demon, and everyone's happy and shit. Nah, dude. I won't spoil it, but it's really clever and very interesting and kind of almost sets up for a sequel in a weird way, which I would actually be down for watching. I'm not gonna lie, man. I thought it was pretty goddamn cool. It's devious, it's demented at times, and I cared about the characters. I cared about the disgraced priest and the sins that he did and how he's trying to correct that and how the demon is trying to possess his soul. Dude, I love all this stuff in the movie, man. See, I thought it was going to be like The Right. That one with Anthony Hopkins, man, that movie had so much potential and it went down the shitter really fast with this big old, the end of the movie CGI battle that happens. And I'm like, ah, fucking come on, dude. I was really pissed. I was like, man, this went down the shitter real fast. The Exorcism of God is not that. It's very stripped down, very basic, but damn, is it effective. It really honestly is, man. Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. It's probably one of the best exorcism movies that I've seen in a long ass time. Like I said, I love The Last Exorcism. And ever since then, it's hard to find one that's really as good. I mean, yes, there's The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is absolutely phenomenal, and I love that one as well. Yeah, the Exorcist prequels were alright for what they were. But honestly, if you're looking for a really solid exorcism film, if you haven't seen a good one in a really long time, you might want to give this a look because it really is that goddamn good, man. It's creepy, it's scary, the imagery really gets under your skin, and you actually care about the characters. That doesn't happen a lot of times. A lot of these exorcism films are going for the big, flashy exorcism sequences and, big, bombastic endings. This one is a little different, and I actually appreciated that. It didn't go for the cheap stuff. It went for something that's a little bit more thinking man's exorcism flick. And damn, was it that fucking good. Dude, I'm surprised as hell. I walked into this thing thinking this was going to be a flat out turd burger, and damn, was it quite the meal worth having. I can't say that every exorcism film is good. Lord knows a lot of them stink. But this one proves that, hell, even in 2022, exorcism films can actually still be good. Who'da thunk? Praise Jesus. Break out the old VHS player, because we got some horror to dive into with the Shudder Original VHS 94. 5 new tapes, 1 nightmare. Yes. Oh, baby, the VHS franchise is back. The 4th in the VHS horror anthology franchise. My God, man. damn, number 4, shit. And they breeding like rabbits. Holy shit, they absolutely are. My God, man. And truth be told, I was actually kind of really shocked that we even got another VHS movie because it kind of felt like they were running out of steam after a while. So I was like thinking to myself, really? They're actually making another one? Shit, I guess anything is possible, damn it. Man, dude. So I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime simply because I am interested. I mean, I am a fan of the VHS franchise for good and for bad. I mean, I do love it for the most part. And for me, I own some of the movies actually. One, of course, I have to own because obviously the first one is really fantastic. And of course, yes, no doubt, VHS, baby. Always stick with the originals. That's just a given, folks. I mean, it really is. And I really do love this. I remember when this came out, and it was kind of unique, interesting, of like old school VHS tapes being found and the horror that lies in them. It was kind of cool. It made you sort of go back to the old school days of, VHS players and the shoddy effects and, the crap looking tapes and shit. Like, it was kind of cool, man, and I like that. And I love the segments in here, man. I thought it was really fun. It was old school nostalgia. And I liked the way they presented it. I thought it was kind of clever and cool. And it was one of the better horror anthologies to come out in recent years. In some ways, maybe you could argue it kind of reinvigorated the horror anthology genre in a lot of ways. Not saying all of it was good after this, but VHS definitely at least started it back up, and kind of glad for that. And then from one spectrum to the other, VHS viral. Okay, so honestly, I don't outright hate VHS viral. I actually kind of dig it. Small extent. It's definitely the weakest of the whole entire franchise, in my honest opinion. It's got the weakest stories. It's got the weakest segments. The horror isn't all that really impressive either. I mean, it's got moments where it's really good, but few and far between. It's still got some things in it that I really dig, but not nearly as much as the original VHS. And not nearly as good as VHS 2 either. Now, I don't own VHS 2. I know, like, I own VHS Viral, but I don't own VHS 2. Yeah, I know. I totally forgot to get that, man. I'm gonna rectify that at some point. But seriously, VHS Viral isn't bad. But like I said, by the third one, you can kind of tell that they're running out of gas. It's not as creative as it used to be, and it kind of feels like they're running on fumes. It still is okay as far as horror anthologies go, but didn't exactly make the grade either. You can kind of tell that the franchise was kind of getting long in the tooth, and so after this one, the critical praise wasn't that hot, so they decided kind of cut their losses and just end it. So I was like, okay, fine, it's done, it's over with, no big deal. We had a good ride with the VHS horror anthology franchise, right? Not bad. And so I'm thinking to myself, okay, interesting, VHS horror anthology goodness. It was decent trilogy, I suppose. But then, here comes VHS 94, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, wow, I guess everything is getting reboots and re-ups again. Why not the VHS franchise? Why the fuck not, dude? But honestly, after watching it, I'm kind of glad that they did, because it's really good. No lie, man. Here I was kind of hitting start and thinking to myself, dude, this franchise really hasn't been up to par since the very first one. Even the second one, which is really good, and there's segments in there that I like the whole, like, cult one where they're all, like, killing themselves and the cameraman is trying to get out and shit. Like, that's a really great segment in VHS 2. But there is some moments in VHS 2 which is not really that great either. And so I was like, man, this franchise had some good moments, but does it really need a fourth film? After watching this, I was like, yeah, it still is pretty good. I kind of like the fact that they walked away for a while and how the horror genre has kind of changed and the fact that they kind of decided to change with it and yes, still bring the same brand that they've done before, but be a little bit more unique, be a little bit more bold, and be a little bit more gruesome. And I dig it. I like the demented aspect to the stories. There's one where this guy is like this scientist and he's kidnapping people and experimenting on them, and it is wild. It is bloody and gory as shit, and it was so good. It's like steampunk meets like, a body horror flick. It's so fucking cool, dude. I love that one. Of course, the one I really love in here is Ratman. God damn, dude. Holy shit. Like obviously you hear about like Chupacabra and shit like that, but it's like this news reporter goes down in the sewers to find the supposed rat man. And oh my lord, what this chick finds. Holy shit. Man, that's the stuff of nightmares. God damn, dude. I mean, there is some segments that are not so high. I mean, they're okay. Like, there's the one where the chick is in the funeral home and I was like, that's not terrible. It's all right, all things considered, but it's not top tier either. So there is some moments where it's not up to snuff, but for the most part, I dug it. I really did. I love that they sort of up the ante of the stories. 5 of them, maybe they didn't need exactly that many. Maybe there was like one too many. They could have cut one, and I still think it would have been fine. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. But they wanted to give you the bang for your buck, so why the hell not, man? I mean, like I said, I really, really dig this franchise for the most part. Ups, downs, but it's been really entertaining for the most part, and this series still entertains. Even with the 4th entry, it's still that damn good, man. It really is. Shockingly enough, I really love this film, man. And look, horror anthologies, they're not easy to do, man. They are really, really tough. And some fare better than others, to be honest. Some are also really fucking fantastic. Like Creepshow. Oh, dude, this is the gold standard of horror anthologies. Let's be very real here, man. George Romero and Stephen King together. Dude, fucking aces, man. I love this horror anthology. My favorite story from this one is the last one with the guy and the roaches. My God, man. Still, to this day, that one creeps me the fuck out. So fucking amazing. I love Creepshow. Dead Time Stories is a really good little horror anthology as well. I love that one. Of course, I gotta give a lot of praise to Tales from the Dark Side. Dude, I love this fucking movie. This movie is so fucking awesome, man. Especially the one with the gargoyle. Man, that is some memorable shit, dude. Honestly, there's a reason why you keep secrets, because you never know who you can trust. That's for damn sure, man. And that's why I keep secrets from my girlfriend. I never know if she'll turn into a gargoyle or not. God help my soul, man. If she ever does. Oh, I love that one. That's really great. Of course, you also have a little bit of cheesy goodness as well from time to time, like, for instance, a little bit of Night Train to Terror. Man, what a weird fucking movie this is, dude. God and the devil sort of having this game together about what souls they want and the different stories. Man, it is weird, but it's really fun, cheesy as shit, but entertaining as hell. I've also got to show a little love to Nightmare Cinema. This is actually a pretty solid, newer entry into the horror anthology genre, and I kind of dug it. Not perfect, but I think it's actually really solid. That one is really good. Of course, I got to get a little love to The Monster Club. Oh, The Monster Club is so good. Vincent Price. I love this shit. It's so fucking fantastic, man. Yes, it's cheesy. Yeah, it's not exactly the most, like, scariest, goriest shit ever, but I had fun with it. It was entertaining, man. Hell, even newer stuff like The Mortuary Collection is really creepy as well, dude. And another Shudder one. Not bad, actually. That's a really solid one, too. That's really good. I love that one a lot. I mean, also another one that really comes to mind that I really love as well, and another Vincent Price love, and that is From a Whisper to a Scream. This is a really good one as well. I really love the stories to that. Old school horror anthology love. Yeah, maybe they didn't have quite the budget, but they ended up doing some pretty creative things. I love that one. That's pretty cool, of course, come on. If I gotta talk about horror anthology love, I gotta give definitely a lot of love to Trick or Treat. Oh, Trick or Treat is so good. Man, this is easily, I mean, yes, I said that Creepshow is the gold standard, and indeed it is, but Trick or Treat is not too far behind, man. I mean, literally, when you're talking about some of the best horror anthologies, Trick or Treat is high on the list. Very high indeed, man. It's just that damn good. The stories are great. And Sam is just fucking iconic. Dude, I thought they were supposed to make a sequel to this, and I guess it's never gonna happen. Well, I guess you can never really top the original, though, so maybe that's a good thing, guys. But this is so good. And this is literally the epitome of the Halloween spirit. That is for damn sure. So good. But of course, that's not all, because when it comes to sequel love for horror anthologies, well, there is one that beats the rest, and that is Creepshow 2. Oh, I love Creepshow 2, man. Yes, it's not as good as Creepshow 1, okay? Fair enough. But this has some really great stories, and I love the story. Well, the Indian one is really cool, but I love the one with the teenagers in the lake, and there's this, like, black sludge thing that's following them. I think that's really cool, and the kills in that are fucking awesome, man. Yeah, it is a step below, but honestly, as far as horror anthology sequels are concerned, it definitely trumps the rest. That is for damn sure, man. It's so goddamn good. But you do find that there isn't many really horror anthology sequels out there. Why is that exactly? Well, because honestly, the law of diminishing returns. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yes, Creepshow 2 is good. It is a step below. But then, Creepshow 3, anybody? Ooh, God. Have you ever seen Creepshow 3? If you have, man, that's a nightmare unto itself. Fuck, man, that is so bad. I never thought I'd see something that bad. I mean, shit, I'm getting PTSD just thinking about it. Son of a bitch. That is so fucking bad, dude. I mean, to be fair, nothing ever really tops the originals. Whether it's Creepshow or VHS, even Trick or Treat. If they were to do another Trick or Treat, trust me, I would watch it because, I mean, I'm a horror anthology nut. But at the same time, I'd kind of be wary of it, because how can you really beat the original? But that being said, I mean, this is the fourth entry in this franchise, and at this point, it should probably be dried up like a motherfucker, like a basically husked corpse, okay? But the fact that it's still going strong, the fact that it's really entertaining, and some of the stories are really killer, just says that as long as you have something creative to say, as long as you have great stories that can engage the audience and you can still pull off the horror, then why not keep it going? No franchise is perfect, okay? And that's the honest to God truth. Lord knows there's been a lot of missteps with a lot of horror franchises out there, and not like VHS is like the gold standard either. It's definitely not. But for me, I gotta admit, I was kind of blown away by how much I really like this movie, dude. I mean, I think when it comes to horror anthologies, you're always going to get moments where it's really brilliant and moments where it's a step below. And I think with the VHS franchise, I think they've done better than most. Some honestly have one and done, and sometimes that might be the good thing. But VHS tried to really do something unique and outside of the box, and I think for the most part they've been successful. Do I want to see a fifth one? Well, I wouldn't rule it out, but you'd have to do something really clever and interesting to get me back again. This was unique and interesting, and I kind of feel like it sort of redeemed the franchise. Viral wasn't perfect, but this one is a step above, and I really appreciate the effort and the chance to revisit the VHS horror love yet again, man. You know what, dude? I've been through a lot of crazy, wild horror anthologies in recent years. I mean, ABCs of Death, anybody, okay? That is some wild shit, man. But it's nice to have one that really reminds you of the old school days and fuses the new school with the old school and does it in a very entertaining and bloody way. And VHS definitely proves that this franchise still has some severed legs to keep going. Indeed it does, man. Not bad at all. Surprise, surprise. And surprise for the physical media weirdness this week. Hey, who says that Second Walmart can't deliver a little weird goal from time to time? It definitely can, and oh, do I absolutely appreciate it.
You know, if my mother was Naomi Watts, I'd probably get her a GPS tracker for her birthday. Might help her get out of the goddamn forest. Have you ever noticed that the people who get possessed by demons aren't people that own a lot of physical media? I mean, don't get me wrong, we're sinners, but we do it the right way. And look, if you find a mysterious VHS lying around, well, it's either porn or horror. Either way, grab the popcorn. Oh, indeed, baby. Grab it and enjoy all the wickedness. Oh, man. And boy, did the second Walmart provide. Oh, indeed it did, baby. You gotta dig it. Oh, no. I definitely do. Oh, in a big bad way, baby. I supply a little bit of love this week, and it's the kind of love that I always dig. And I know you do as well. Good, bad, Walmart weird. Oh, all physical media is definitely worth diving into in a big bad way. Oh, indeed it is. But enough of the weirdness and the bizarro love. It's time to get back on track with one more location, and hopefully this time the Beast can provide the goods.
All right, everybody, we are at our fourth and final location, and any physical media love is good physical media love, you know that, and sometimes the Beast ends up being the best of them all. Will they be at this week? Well, how about we go in and find out when we head into none other than Best Buy the Beast. Best Buy, baby. Oh, yes, back yet again. And we've seen a decent amount of physical media here, decent amount there. What will the Beast have in store for us? Hopefully the new release goodies, hopefully some surprises, and maybe even some exclusive love. Well, here's the hoping, but well, we go in and check out the goodies for ourselves. All right, everybody, we are in at Best Buy under the new releases, and when it comes to Best Buy, there's times when you're guaranteed a little steelbook love. Oh yes, 2 steelbooks right in the front section. Damn, man, it's my lucky ass day. Indeed it is. With a little heavy metal love, 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital Limited Edition 2 movie collection for $34.99. Wow. I did not think I was going to see this here at Best Buy of all places. This is freaking awesome, man. Heavy Metal and Heavy Metal 2000. Wow. Damn. The steelbook love. That is pretty goddamn sweet, dude. My God. I haven't seen the first Heavy Metal in years. It's been a long ass time since I've seen that movie, man. I think it came out in what, like 1981 or something like that, man. And I watched it, I think, like somewhere in like the early to mid 90s is when I saw it. Heavy Metal is a really fucking awesome movie, dude. It's fucking fantastic. I love this flick so much, man. It's really great. I love the animation, and the soundtrack is so awesome. I mean, Oyster Cult, Cheap Trick, Sabbath, Stevie Nicks, Journey, Sammy Hagar, Grand Funk Railroad. God damn, man. That's a fucking soundtrack right there, man. I love the voices. I love the story. And man, it's so fucking cool, dude. Damn, man. And she is one badass, hot ass babe. Oh my God, she is. Oh Lord. God, I have not seen this movie in ages. This definitely has to be a revisit, but I remember loving the hell out of Heavy Metal. Now, mind you, I haven't ever really watched Heavy Metal 2000. I think that came out in what, like 99, 2000, somewhere around there. It did. I kind of heard mixed things about Heavy Metal 2000, so I never really dived into it. Maybe I should, though, at some point, but dude, just for Heavy Metal alone, that shit is absolutely worth it. And look at that cover art. Oh, that steelbook looks fucking tasty as hell. And look at all the special features, too. Damn. Oh, that's some cool shit, dude. Damn. Did I ever think that Heavy Metal was going to get steelbook love and at Best Buy? Damn, man. Miracles do come true. Holy shit, they do. Oh, this is fucking sweet, man. God, if you have never seen Heavy Metal and are an animation lover and love, like, hard rock, damn, dude, get your ass on this immediately. This is really fucking amazing. Oh, it's so cool. And to see this in a retail store, that is even sweeter. Oh, the steelbook love ain't done yet, baby. With Cabin in the Woods for $19.99. Oh, look at this. Oh my God, this is sweet. Oh, this is so good. Wicked, twisted fun. You damn right it is. Oh, man. I saw this in the movie theaters with Bob. We were there, man. We saw it, and god damn was it glorious. It really was. You know, I think what makes this movie even better is if you are a horror movie lover. If you've watched all of the horror movies out there, the slasher ones, the ones that are they're evil in the cabin type of movies like Evil Dead and whatnot, like those are some of the best shit of all time. Those are really fucking fantastic. And so being a horror movie lover and then watching this is almost like a really great cherry on top, right? Because it's really meta, and they take your love of horror and they make you love it even more. All the twists and turns and the characters, which are complete and utter stereotypes of other characters you've seen in previous horror flicks, and they end up twisting it a bit and subverting your expectations, and I fucking love it, man. Damn, this was such an inventive, creative, and just all around badass horror flick. It was really fantastic, and it really, in my opinion and Bob's, it changed the game of horror, man, in a big bad way. And it really opened your eyes to the tropes, and it really ended up sort of not only making fun of horror, but also treating it with respect and homage in a lot of ways. And I so fucking love that, man. I mean, basically, it's Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon coming together to make this movie happen. And they're both movie lovers. They love the genre of horror, and you can see it in every frame of this film, man. And they really want to honor it, and they did it in a big bad way. The finale of this movie is just a massive overload of horror appreciation. All the blood and the guts and the gore, and I was just grinning from ear to ear. Fuck, I love this movie so goddamn much, dude. I just really appreciate this movie, and it makes me love horror. It makes me love all of the tropes, all of the like stupid characters, and it just makes you reminisce about horror in just a fantastic way. To me, it has the same effect of what Scream did from way back in the day. I mean, mind you, it wasn't as popular as Scream. It didn't get the same kind of appreciation as Scream, but I think it changed the game in a lot of great ways. And we kind of feel like after watching Cabin in the Woods, you can't go back and do the regular mundane horror films anymore. You gotta really jazz it up, make it unique, and do something different with the genre that normally hasn't been done before. And I think Cabin in the Woods has really upped the ante in a lot of ways, and I fucking love it, dude. I really do, man. I mean, the fact that they couldn't get a lot of the licensed horror icons, and they did it in a unique way that still appreciates them, is so fucking awesome, man. If you think this is just a simple Cabin in the Woods horror flick, you are so fucking mistaken. It is so much more than that, and I love this movie. I really do, man. It really, to me, is one of the best horror films in the modern era. It truly, honestly is. It's got some great meta vibes to it. I love the acting. I love the in-jokes. I love all the horror appreciations and the tributes that they give. It's really amazing in every single aspect. And credit where credit is due. Drew Goddard was a fucking rock star on this. Joss Whedon is a rock star. And everybody who really put their time and effort into making this thing what it is, dude, you get the love from me in a big bad way. You truly do, man. I mean, I already own an edition of Cabin in the Woods out there, but something like this is really fucking amazing. And for $20, 4K Steelbook Best Buy exclusive goodness, if you're somebody that really appreciates the tropes and all of the, like, in-joke stuff of, like, I'll be right back, you know, all of the, like, all the cliche stuff, dude, this takes it and really makes it into something so much more amazing than it had any right to be. I was walking into this film thinking this was going to be your average stupid movie with stupid characters and predictability up the ass. And when I left the theater, I was so in love with this movie. Dude, it is easily, as far as modern horror films, it is in my top 10 in a big bad way. And once you experience it, it might just be in yours. Oh, fucking hell, this is great. And this Steelbook, oh baby, it looks killer. Oh, indeed it does. All the good old special features as well, not bad. Oh man, if you've never experienced Cabin in the Woods, dude, what the hell are you waiting for, man? God, the Steelbook love for Cabin in the Woods, Steelbook goodness for heavy metal. Dare I say, we are off to a pretty solid start, man. And I wonder what else is on the horizon. And what is there is more physical media love. Oh, indeed it is, with little Humans, the Blu-ray digital for $19.99. Not bad, man, not bad at all. With a cast like that, looking pretty damn sweet, man. And not bad special features either. Looks pretty sweet, definitely dig that. But of course there's Humans, and then there's Jackasses. Yes, the Blu-ray digital for $19.99. Oh my lord. You know, I don't know where the Jackass franchise can go next, to be fair, and honestly, there is a part of me that wants it to continue and keep on going. I don't care how many bones they break in their fucking ribs or their fingers or toes or shit. I don't really give a fuck. I just wanted to keep on going for a long ass time. But then I'm also like, dude, these guys are like 50 fucking years old, man, and literally their bodies are probably like the age of a 90-year-old at this point, man. I'm surprised they're not in fucking wheelchairs and like literally signing up for AARP like a motherfucker. I mean, seriously, these guys have put their bodies on the line so many times and in some of the most brutal ways, and the fact that they're still standing and the fact that they're still able to do this over and over again, God bless them. I mean, really, these guys have been through the ringer ever since day one when they were doing the TV show, dude. I mean, you look at somebody like Johnny Knoxville, and I give Johnny a lot of credit, dude. He put his body on the line probably more than most of them. And the fact that he's come out on the other side as a movie star and somebody who's well respected and somebody that in some weird way still has his wits about him, how... Dude, your guess is as good as mine, man. I mean, how many times he's been hit in the head and gotten concussions? Dude, that guy should probably be like stone cold dead at this point. I mean, he has really wrecked himself. You look at somebody like Steve-O that, I mean, the fact that he's actually in one piece amazes the living shit out of me. And this guy went through an alcohol problem, drug addiction, you name it. I mean, not every member of Jackass is still around at this point. Ryan Dunn, may he rest in peace. He's no longer with us. I think he got into a car accident and yeah, he didn't survive that one. You even look at somebody like Bam Margera, and unfortunately Bam is not in this movie. Well, he's in one little piece of this movie and you barely even know that it's him, but he is there. He has dealt with drug addiction and alcoholism, and he has been literally rock bottom. He's sued the Jackass crew many times, had a big lawsuit against them recently, and actually decided to let it go and try to patch things up with the guys. You know, look, these people have been through so much in their lives doing this for their fans. And when you do this, when you wreck your body like they've done it and literally had so many injuries, you're dependent on pills, you're dependent on drugs, you're dependent on alcohol, anything and everything to get through the pain and just to get to the next high. And these guys have went through it all. They've been through the ringer. And the fact that they've come out on the other side, most of them in somewhat decent shape, and come out better than they came in, is fucking wild to me. It really honestly is. These guys should be commended. There will never be anything like this again. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I mean, yeah, there's things like Wild Boys, which was not bad, but I never thought it was as good as Jackass. There's also that Rob Dyrdek show, Ridiculousness, which I've watched some of that, and I don't really care for it. It's basically just short skits of people being stupid for the sake of being stupid. There's nothing really genuine about it, or these people going out to really do some amazing stunts. It's just finding whatever fucking stuff is on the internet and making fun of it. Ooh, wow, that shit's really original, isn't it? I mean, come on. Honestly, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that will ever equal Jackass. And I didn't know that I needed it until I found it, and when I did, I realized, like, these guys, even though they're putting their bodies on the line, and even though they're doing the most insane stunts that I would never fucking do in a million years, the fact that it felt like family, the fact that these people, they felt like they were friends that I could hang out with on a daily basis, that meant a lot to me when I was younger, watching this show and watching the movies. And every so often you got reminded of, hey, they're back again, the Jackass guys, and it felt like coming home to family. It really did, dude. This is the most fucked up family that I think I'll ever have, but God, I love these guys to death. I really do. And if this is the last ride, and I don't see why it wouldn't be the last ride, because honestly, these guys have literally been through some crazy moments, concussions, life-threatening injuries, and they're at a time now that honestly, I think that they're ready to move on, honestly. They probably want to give it to a younger generation. They want to see them continue it. And yeah, even though I'll still probably see whatever the younger generation does, it's the original crew that really sticks with me. And if they're done, if they've decided that, look, we're out, it's been real, we've given a lot of entertainment, a lot of time and money and blood to the cause and to the entertainment, if we're done, if this is it, if we're out, it's been good. And sayonara, man. Enjoy the shit we did, because you ain't getting no more of it, man. God damn it. But honestly, it's been such a wild and crazy adventure of a ride, and I'm gonna remember it all. I really honestly am, man. Jackass is that fucking good. Truly. Jackass forever in a big bad motherfucking way. Truly, man. Oh, damn it. I mean, you got some great special features here. You got never before seen stunts. Oh my God. Lord knows what else they did that actually didn't make it into the goddamn movie. Wow. Oh my God, man. This is a really awesome fucking film. It really honestly is. I think all of it is awesome. The TV shows, the movies. It's been so ridiculous to watch these guys put their bodies on the line, and so goddamn entertaining. And there will never be, and I truly mean this, there will never be anything else like it in the history of the world. It's just that damn good. Oh, it truly is, man. Oh, great to see the Jackass crew back one last time. It really is, man. Some very interesting physical media this week. Not a lot here, but what was here was definitely worth it. Not bad at all. let's head out. Oh, it's always good to dive into a little beast love. Oh, indeed it is. I mean, yeah, we had a couple of titles that we've seen before, but those steelbooks, baby. Oh, those steelbooks definitely light my fire. Oh, indeed they do, man. It is really freaking amazing that they have the Steelbook Love here this week. Mind you, there's not a lot of crazy big name title releases, but Best Buy can still deliver regardless, and this week definitely proves it. Not bad at all, man. I mean, hell, they are definitely putting out the physical media love. Even over here, all the physical media goodness as well, not half bad. And hell, over here, they even have some cool physical media love over on this side as well. Nice. I mean, hell, they have the Mandy Steelbook, which is freaking amazing. I love that. Of course, they end up having Candyman, Day of the Dead. Oh, man, they even got some Vestron love in this bitch. Hell, they got the Malignant Blu-ray. Not bad, baby. Not bad at all. Best Buy seems to be getting back into the physical media goodness, and damn glad for it, man. And this week shows that even on a maybe lesser blockbuster week for physical media love, they can still pack a punch in a big bad way, and I always appreciate it. Hope you do as well, guys. But I guess that's done with the Beast Love this week. How about we head home and finish the video? All right, everybody, that'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD. Out and about video this week, and it didn't turn out to be half bad, right? I was thinking at the beginning there when we didn't see Jack squaw for Physical Love at Wally World, I was like, oh man, oh, this week, man. This is gonna be a bummer. And thankfully, every store picked us up. We saw some unique stuff every place we went. So, you know what? Just because one place doesn't have any physical media love doesn't mean that the others can't carry on the love. And this week we definitely experienced that. Not bad. Some really solid titles coming out. A lot of things for a lot of different type of movie lovers out there. If you dug any of them and checked out any of them, perhaps bought any of them, definitely let me know. As far as I'm concerned, well, I did pick up a little bit of love. I mean, I did get a package in the mail from Amazon Prime. Yes. Now this actually is a new Warner Archive collection release from the 80s, and what a great little gem of a movie. It's not that I didn't know it existed, because I did. I just didn't really pay attention to the movie all that much until Warner Archive announced it, and I was like, wow, okay, a lot of people are into this actor now, considering big, mega popular show, but go back and watch some of his older stuff. Oh man, did he deliver in a big bad way. And this is one of the first major times of him as an actor really showing off his chops. And man, did he do an awesome job. A great little coming-of-age flick that I definitely dig, man. Good to finally have it in the collection. Who'd have thought this one would get a Warner Archive collection release, but anything is possible, baby. And not half bad. Worthy of putting in the collection, indeed. Of course, you won't get to find out exactly what I got until, well, eventually the Blu-ray pickup video, where I will show off everything that I got for the month of April, and damn is it going to be good. Big new name blockbuster releases, old school films, B-movie cheese, 80s nostalgia. Oh, it's going to be a jam-packed one indeed, guys. Can't wait until I finally dive into those titles for you. So a little bit of Amazon Prime love never hurt nobody, but, well, that's not all, because I did get one more thing. I couldn't leave it behind. Here I am at Best Buy thinking to myself, you know what, I love the movie so goddamn much, and if I don't pick it up, it's going to be a goddamn sin. And that is none other than Cabin in the Woods. Oh, look at that. The Steelbook love. The 4K Steelbook love. Oh, man. When this got announced a while back, right? Like, Best Buy is getting, like, a Steelbook love for Cabin in the Woods. I'm like, Cabin in the Woods? I was like, wow, that's really cool, man. And then I thought, well, it's not going to be in the stores, right? Oh, shit, it's in the stores, too? Like, damn. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie, guys, some of the Steelbook love that I do want that comes from Best Buy, Well, I'm not always that lucky, but apparently this time I definitely was, man. And look at that. That is sweet, man. And on the backside, oh, the monsters are coming out. Oh, I love that. Now, what's been really great about these steelbooks and the slipcovers that are on top of them is they always reveal something kind of cool and interesting. Like, you remember the American Psycho one? This one is no exception because, oh, look at this, guys. Right here. Oh, look at that. Yes. Oh, that is sweet, man. Now, if you know anything about the movie, you understand what this is all about, man. And that is really cool, dude. They're just monitoring and watching the horror take place. I love it. And on the backside, oh, the monsters are really coming out now. Look at that. Oh, so sweet. Nice. Woo. No dents or scratches on it. Absolutely perfect. Oh, you gotta dig it. Not bad. And the artwork as well is pretty sweet, too. Oh, that is a nice artwork, man. That is pretty goddamn sweet. Look at that. That is cool. Damn, man. That is an awesome one. So fucking cool, dude. I can't believe that Cabin in the Woods got the 4K Steelbook glove from Best Buy, man. I'm like thinking like, there's a lot of ones out there that deserve it, and thinking like, I didn't think Cabin in the Woods was ever gonna get it, but this is a pretty good deserving one too. Not gonna lie, man. The Slippy Love, man, not bad at all. I can't say that I'm gonna get every one of these, the ones that come out from Lionsgate. I know these are really popular, and they've released a lot of ones so far. Like the Punisher one has come out, and obviously the American Psycho one, and I think like the Hurt Locker and everything as well. There's been a few of them, and some of them I've wanted, and other ones I haven't. This is one I particularly wanted because I love this movie. This to me, because in my personal opinion, there is certain movies at certain times that reinvent the genre, that sort of change the game in a lot of ways. And when I saw this in the movie theater, to me, it was one of those movies that changed the game. It was really great meta horror. It really commented on the tropes that you had seen in horror movies for decades and sort of spun it in a very interesting and odd way that made you sort of rethink everything that you had ever thought of as a horror fan. And I loved it so goddamn much, man. I really did. I love the performances here. Chris Hemsworth is fucking awesome as the Jock. Perfect role for him, man. And I just got to give it up for Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard, who really made, in my opinion, a modern horror classic in a big bad way, man. I love this movie so much. I've watched it so many times. I own an edition of it already with that lenticular slipcover. I'm not getting rid of that, guys. This is just a nice little addition, and it's, why not add a little bit more love for Cabin in the Woods, man? It's a movie that definitely deserves it. I can't say that every movie deserves an additional steelbook love, but Cabin in the Woods, as far as great modern horror classics are concerned, it definitely does in a big bad way, man. And I think that this steelbook is definitely worthy of the movie itself. Ah, oh, indeed I do, man. Not bad. A little bit of Best Buy steelbook love and a little bit of Amazon Prime Warner archive goodness. Let's put it this way. As a physical media lover, I definitely was doing my due diligence. And before I let you guys go, I gotta talk about this. Not only do I have one article to talk about, I've got two articles, and they just so happen to involve Netflix. From CNBC, Netflix is exploring lower-priced ad-supported plans after years of resisting. I wonder why. After years of resisting advertisements on its streaming service, Netflix is now open to offering lower price tiers with ads, co-CEO Reed Hastings said on Tuesday. Hastings has long been opposed to adding commercials or other promotions to the platform, but said during the company's pre-recorded earnings conference call that it makes a lot of sense to offer customers a cheaper option. Those who have followed Netflix know that I have been against the complexity of advertising and a big fan of the simplicity of subscription. But as much as I am a fan of that, I am a bigger fan of consumer choice and allowing consumers who would like to have a lower price and are advertising tolerant to get what they want makes a lot of sense, which he's not wrong at the end of the day. The option likely wouldn't be available on the service for a year or two, Hastings said. A new ad-supported tier has a lot of profit potential for Netflix, which on Tuesday reported its first subscriber loss in more than a decade. We'll get to that one. Netflix cited growing competition from recent streaming launches by traditional entertainment companies, as well as rampant password sharing, inflation, and the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine for the recent stall in paid subscriptions. In an effort to lure more subscribers, Netflix has increased its content spread, particularly on originals. To pay for it, the company hiked prices of its service. Netflix said those price changes are helping to bolster revenue, but were partially responsible for a loss of 600,000 subscribers in the US and Canada during the most recent quarter. That is a lot of lost subscribers, baby. A lower tier option that includes advertisement could keep some price-conscious consumers with the service and provide Netflix with a different avenue to garner funds. It's pretty clear that it's working for Hulu. Disney is doing it. HBO did it. I don't think we have a lot of doubt that it works. This is true. But, again, why change now exactly? Why the time to do it now out of all the other times? Well, the article hinted at it, but there's more to dive into. From Fortune magazine, dark clouds are gathering for the streaming industry. Experts say that Netflix catastrophe could mean sector-wide fallout. Let's dive into this one as well, guys. Streaming services are locked in an all-out war to earn that piece of the subscriber pie, but experts say there may not be enough to go around. When Netflix first launched its streaming operations in 2007, which seems like literally millennia ago, it was a revolution in the media industry. But today, the company is just one of over 200 streaming services available. Think about that for a second. 200 of them. God damn, that's a lot of streaming services. Whew. Saturation in the streaming market is nothing new to consumers. They've been complaining about having too many streaming options for years, but Netflix managed to navigate increasing competition, expanding abroad to deliver repeated subscriber increases for investors. But that all ended on Wednesday when the company revealed it lost 200,000 subscribers in the first quarter of 2022 and expects to lose another 2 million over the next few months. Shares of Netflix plunged 35% after its earnings release, bringing the company's year-to-date losses to roughly 62% and making it the worst performer in the S&P 500 so far this year. The losses led to a wave of analyst downgrades for Netflix and had investment banks sounding the alarm about the whole sector. It looks like dark clouds are gathering for the streaming industry. A senior analyst at the Swiss online bank Swissquote told Fortune. The fierce competition hints that the industry metrics could get worse before they get better. Bank of America analysts led by Alexander Lin wrote in a note on Wednesday that they believe key streaming markets in the US and EU have become too saturated for Netflix to continue its growth trajectory. It will be very hard to find many new subscribers in these markets in the near to medium term. And UBS Global Wealth Management's Chief Investment Officer Mark Hadel said in a Thursday note that he sees Netflix's poor results as a warning for the whole consumer technology space. We see this as a sign of broader challenges this year for consumer technology, with some subscription services getting closer to market saturation. Other streaming stocks have taken a hit as a result of Netflix's poor performance, a sign that investors fear competitors like Amazon Prime, Hulu, and NBC's Peacock will also be susceptible to subscriber losses. Moving forward, shares of Disney and Roku are down 9% and 18% respectively since the Netflix news dropped, while Warner Brothers Discovery, the owner of HBO Max, has seen a 15% slide over the same period. It is clear that we are now post-peak stream, Charlotte Newton, a thematic analyst at Global Data, adding that streaming services are throwing money at the problem and chasing a dwindling number of subscribers. It's not that consumers don't love streaming services, they definitely do. In 2021, U.S. households subscribed to 3.6 streaming services on average, according to the media research group Kagan, and Americans watched nearly 15 million years, that's right, years, of streaming video content in 2021 alone. Nielsen's State of Play streaming study revealed that little tidbit in April. Streaming providers are also steadily increasing their share of consumers' total TV time as the cable market continues to fade. The Nielsen study found, but the rise of the industry is leading to ever-increasing competition, and that's a problem for top players like Netflix or Amazon Prime. These analysts do believe that streaming companies will increasingly be forced to shift towards ad-based models to compete in the saturated market, and mergers between services with bigger players eating smaller ones are more than likely. For years, Netflix stood firmly against advertising on its platform, but of course now, as I told you guys, they're thinking about getting into the game. And it's not the only one. NBC's Peacock, Disney Plus, and other major streaming services are jumping on the advertising bandwagon as well. Over the last 10 years, we've seen a rapid expansion of SVOD, subscription video on demand. Colin Dixon, an analyst at Endscreen Media, told Investors Business Daily on Thursday. Now, it's advertising-supported streaming's turn. You're going to see an equally rapid expansion, if not more rapid expansion, of ad-supported video than we did with non-ad-supported as well. Man, with all of this going on, with all of the dilemmas that are happening with streaming, aren't you glad that you own physical media? I bet you do. Oh, indeed, I bet you do, baby. So, look. I'm going to be real here, okay? A part of me is very concerned about this, right? Because I love some of these streaming services. I do really love Netflix. I love the content that they're putting out. I love a lot of the things that they are really investing in. And I don't want to see them go the way of the dinosaur. On the other hand, there's a little part of me that's really giddy about this because as somebody who supports physical media, right? As somebody who has been a huge lover of physical media for years and years and years, decades. Come on, folks. I see this as like, I told you so moment, right? I told you so. Physical is better. And a lot of these streaming services are now seeing the effects of the idea that you end up opening in all these markets, right? And everybody is subscribing to your service. How do you get more people to subscribe to your service if you've already tapped all of the potential? There's nothing left to give. That's it. And so at a certain point, these services can no longer grow exponentially the way they want to, and there is going to be a stalling moment. And when that happens, a lot of these streaming services are going to lose a certain amount of revenue, and they're also going to lose certain people that just don't want to subscribe anymore. And it could be a host of reasons why. Maybe they just don't like the content anymore and they decide to just stop it. Maybe their favorite show is no longer playing, so they decide, you know what, I'm going to stop it for the time being, and when it comes back, I'll subscribe again. Okay, that's another reason. Or the other main reason might be the fact that prices are rising like a motherfucker. And honestly, a lot of people have to start choosing between what do I pay for? Well, I need to pay for, repairs on my car. I need to pay for insurance. I need to pay for my rent and a whole host of other things, medical bills, whatnot. Well, there's certain things that are gotta go. I mean, I love Netflix, I love Disney Plus, Hulu, you name it, but, well, my health or a roof over my head is more essential than this, and so something's got to go, and they're cutting the cord on that, and that seems more likely to me. And look, here's the problem. I don't think we're going to get lower tiered stuff anytime soon. I mean, even in the article that I showed you, the idea that Netflix is considering the ad-based service, they've even said that that's not even going to start for another year or two at best. So the idea that you may get a lower tier at some point, possibility, but again, you're going to have to wait a while before that even happens. And even Disney Plus considering it, and obviously Peacock. But again, it's so tough to see how that's going to work because on one hand, I like the idea. If it's a lower tiered and you have to deal with some ads, that's fine. But I also am somebody that when I do streaming, I don't want an ad to just come on for the sake of coming on, right? Like, I'm into the show, I'm into this one scene, and it's all going, and then sign up for Pampers, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I'm like, what? And so it just kind of really just kind of takes you out of the moment, I would say. And some people are okay with that. As long as you maybe get a lesser subscription fee, people might be willing to tolerate a few ads here and there in order to get a better deal. And I can't quite say I blame them, right? I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people cut the cord and got rid of cable because they saw the potential of streaming and they saw that it would eventually be cheaper than paying for cable, getting 200 some odd channels and maybe watching 5 of them, right? But now what people are finding is that streaming is becoming probably the same amount of money as cable, if not more. And at a certain point, that gets kind of overwhelming, doesn't it? I mean, it kind of does. And so I knew that one of these days this was going to happen, man. I just knew it because, you know, we keep on raising the prices $1 here, $1 there, and with the more content that we're putting out means that we have to raise the prices even more because we have to justify a reason why we're paying all of these actors and these directors and these writers and the production crew. We need to raise more money in order to make the content happen the way you want it. On one hand, you're getting content that you like. On the other hand, you're paying more money. And which one outweighs the other? It's tough to say. Some people think the content weighs more. Some people think that it's the other way around. I'm not quite sure which way you guys go with that. But either way, prices raising is not a good thing. And a lot of these subscription services, frankly, are drowning because of it. And the article even suggests, and I actually do believe that this is true, that I do see streaming services combining. I do see the bigger ones gobbling up the smaller ones. We're already starting to see a little bit of that already. So it's not like that's anything new. We're slowly starting to see that. And getting into the game now is not as easy as maybe it was even 5 years ago. Because honestly, I showed you that article a while back about Blockbuster possibly wanting to get into a streaming service thing again. Dude, good luck to you, because honestly, if you're not getting swallowed up by Netflix, you'll get swallowed up by Disney Plus. If you're not getting swallowed up by Disney Plus, you'll get swallowed up by Hulu. If you're not getting swallowed up by Hulu, you're getting swallowed up by Amazon Prime. If you're not getting swallowed up by Amazon Prime, hell, it'll be Peacock or some other fucking thing. I mean, seriously, man. And the idea of now we're spending so much money on content. I mean, think about this. I showed you guys the article about Amazon Prime literally paying billions of dollars for MGM. That is content that they paid for, and they are going to make original content off of that. What does that mean? That means that yes, you're getting more bang for your buck, but also that buck is rising at the same time. You know that's going to happen, guys. So again, the bubble is going to burst eventually. It's like anything. Once you raise the prices so high, eventually people are just gonna stop spending the money. And when that happens, then a lot of these companies are going to start crying wolf. They're going to be like, oh my God, well, we've lost 200,000 subscribers and we're going to lose a hell of a lot more. And then you start seeing the excuses happen. He's like, well, it's the reason because of this, because of that. And I've also told you the fact that these streaming services are too big to fail. Netflix has investors that have given them so much money that at this point, to make that money back is damn near impossible. Disney Plus is continuing to put money into their services. The Star Wars shows, the Marvel shows, all of the Disney animated stuff that's coming to Disney Plus. You name it, all of that goodness. the new original Hulu content, of course, the Amazon Prime stuff, and everything in between, right? And at the same time, as I said, as a movie lover, as somebody who loves the entertainment content, I can't afford everything. I have Netflix. I have Amazon Prime. I have Disney Plus. My girlfriend has Hulu. I have HBO Max. And my girlfriend, I think, subscribes to PBS or something like that, another service. And at a certain point, like, I thought to myself, well, maybe Apple TV, maybe Peacock, maybe some of these other ones. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I can't do that anymore. Because I just can't justify spending all of this money on content that I'm just not going to watch. And it's the same thing with some of the services that I have. I love some of that stuff, but I'm so backed up on stuff to watch that I don't know if I'm ever going to get to it. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about that, but it's true. I mean, think about this, right? 10 years ago, right? If I were to say to you that you would be so frustrated with the streaming services, the fact that they have too much content and you have too little time to watch it, you could think that was insane. But it is the truth, man. I don't have enough time in my day to watch everything that I need to watch. And at a certain point, I just get so overwhelmed and kind of a little bit frustrated where I'm like, I just don't know if it's worth it to subscribe to the service if I'm literally just backed up so much that the stuff that I want to watch, I just can't get a chance to watch anymore, and everything just gets buried in algorithm hell, and eventually you just end up forgetting that you even want to watch the goddamn thing. And so you end up just writing a laundry list of movies and TV shows you want to watch, and it gets just crazy overwhelming. It really honestly does, man. I mean, it's great that we're living in a time where there's so much great content, but at the same time, to pay for all that content, yes, it's worth it, but at the end of the day, there's 24 hours in a day. You sleep, you work, you eat, you visit friends and family and loved ones, and you do a lot of odds and ends and, life errands, you name it. How much time do you really have to sit down on the couch and actually watch this stuff? It ain't as much as you might think, guys. So, yes, the content is great to have out there, but if you don't got the time to watch it, is it worth paying for it? That's a dilemma. That's a really, really tough dilemma, man. And I don't know what's right and what's wrong. I have no idea, man. I think it's fascinating as hell. And the idea that Netflix is also clamping down on the password sharing, the idea that they've come out and said that they're going to have a fix for that and they're no longer going to tolerate that. That's another big thing that I think people have been taking advantage of, and Netflix is going to crack down on that. What will that do for Netflix as well? I mean, there's so many what ifs. There's so many scenarios. Look, I do like streaming. Don't get me wrong. I do. And I do invest in Netflix. My girlfriend and I watch it, and we watch certain things on Hulu. And, look, I love Disney Plus for a lot of their original content, their old school stuff from back in the day. But at the end of the day, you do see a potential for the bubble bursting. And you see the idea that at some point, you stop gaining subscribers and you start losing them. And you could come up with all the excuses in the world, but we really know what it comes down to at the end of the day, and it's money. And how are they going to fix this? Well, they're going to try the ad-based services, and they're going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And at the end of the day, is it a complete fix-all, or is it just a Band-Aid that's going over the wound and eventually it's going to open back up again? I'm curious as to what you guys think about this. I mean, look, it makes me as a physical media lover really, really happy because I just say, hey, these services, yeah, the bubble is bursting and these services may not be around forever, but my Blu-rays and DVDs are going to be. Oh, indeed they are, man. It just makes me kind of giddy as a physical media fan, right? Just saying, like, you know what? I kind of told you so. I kind of did. Just saying, man. But I do love the fact that there's a lot of great material out there. But if it's hard to watch, or if the price is too high, at the end of the day, is it really worth it? You guys gotta let me know, man. It is fascinating, put it that way, but I still love streaming services, but even I recognize their faults. But what about you? Definitely let me know, guys. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos, movie reviews with my friends, movie hunting, Blu-ray pickup videos, live streams, all the good older content. Definitely check that out, and newer stuff that is coming on the way as well. Stay subscribed to me, become part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my wonderful subscribers out there. You guys are amazing and awesome. You go out of your way to watch the videos, to give me great feedback and wonderful comments, and I really appreciate it. So if you are not already subscribed, definitely do so. Click that notification bell so you'll be notified every single time that I make a video. Also, keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Film Fan 108, keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you want to send the channel any movie-related goodness, you can do it. Posters, care packages, physical media, you name it. It is not expected, but it's definitely appreciated. You guys have said, hey, we want to send you some really cool stuff. Where can we send it? The P.O. Box is the place to be. It is in the description below. I've had some amazing stuff from you guys, and I cannot wait to see where the P.O. Box adventures take me next. It'll be good. I at least hope it will. I'll be interested to see what you guys send me next. But if you are interested, P.O. Box is down below. But I suppose that is the end of the video. Oh, it was a decent week for physical media love, and let's hope the same for next week. I will see you back next time for a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video. Take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.